Just heard the news from MLB about the suspensions. I have to imagine you're in a giant situation, but can you just kind of share your reaction to finding out just the news?
I support it. I think that obviously, I never want to make the game about the managers. It shouldn't be. It should be about the players and winning. And so, last night, both managers are protecting their teams, and it just unfortunately got to a point that we became the focus, and that's not the way it should be. So there's a game suspension for both of us, and starts tonight. And I think Mike Hill, Major League Baseball, made the right decision. So it's something I'll certainly have to be mindful of.
So I think Daniel Lehman will step in.
Yeah, Daniel will manage the club tonight.
No Freddie in there. Is that just because of scuffling recently, or is there anything physically he's kind of?
No. I think it's just more of just the stretch that we're in, giving him a day, getting some other guys in there. Obviously, he's still managing his body, and so to give him one day to then get through the weekend, I think it's just the right decision.
What have you been seeing in offensively?
I think he's just not right mechanically. I think if you see Freddie when he's right, there's the big part of the field, there's left center, there's left field, and I think right now he's just kind of hooking balls and not squaring them up the way he'd like to. So I think that's more mechanic driven.
Are those conversations with him about day to day, are those any easier now?
They are. They've gotten easier, but he still wants to be in there, and I let him know a few days ago.
Yesterday you had him and Will switched in the order. Is that something you see for them moving forward, just while he kind of works through this?
No. I think for me it was more of looking at their guy in the sense of what their starter was like, right versus left, which for me, Freddie, it doesn't really, he's pretty agnostic. But I think that with Morahone in the pen, I just wanted there to be more of attacks. And as the game played out, Morahone had to go through Mookie and Will to get to Freddie. Didn't work out, but that was kind of my thought, to kind of fend against that. But that's not something I plan on doing much, if at all, going forward, certainly versus right-hander.
Dave, when Kirsch pitched last time, vintage outing, it had been 2 years since he had 7 shutout innings. How much of that is his biomechanics are stronger because of the toe being better versus just Kirsch being Kirsch?
Like I say a lot, I think it's a combo. I think that he got a handful of starts under his belt, which should speak to more consistency of pitches, execution. He knew we needed some length, so he was going to will himself to that point. And so I think there's both parts of it. And so given there were 7 innings last time, first time in quite some time, I think that we're going to be mindful, also knowing that we have a loaded bullpen, to understand, appreciate how far we push him tonight.
Dave, with Shohei getting hit the shoulder last night, how much was today's bullpen, and see how much soreness was there?
That was scheduled regardless, and it was encouraging that he still finished it, did it, and is online for Sunday.
Sasaki doesn't play.
Is there anything new there with him?
With who?
Roki?
Yeah, he played catch today. So I think he, I don't know if it was 60, 90 feet with the baseball. So that was a bonus, that was a plus. And chatted with him briefly afterward. He was excited about.
So the move to the 60 days, is that more of just a procedural thing?
More procedural, and kind of the progression, it doesn't affect that at all.
How is he feeling in terms of, does he still sort of feel anything in the shoulder, or is it sort of just sort of see how he feels coming out of it?
I would say pain-free. I would say pain-free, and then now it's just, getting the build up. But most important, he's pain-free.
With Tyler and Blake, are there any kind of plans for the 2 of them or one of them this weekend?
Blake is going to throw Sunday, and my guess is probably 2 innings. Or Tyler's going to throw 2 innings for OKC, and then Blake is going to throw a pen here in the next few days.
The organization announced it's donating $1 million for the help of immigrants. Your thoughts there?
I think it's great. I'm sure the money is going to be allocated in the right way, and I'm happy to hear that the Dodgers have done that, and it's certainly the right thing to do.
Have there been conversations in the clubhouse at all about concerns about immigration policy?
No, there's not a lot of, outside of the kind of uncertainty and questions that most ball players ask, there's not a lot of intelligence on that part of things. So I think that they're more focused on kind of preparing for each night, but they're still mindful though, yeah.
Luis García threw, and how close? That's the second one, I think, back.
Yeah, second one, I think the next one, it could be another live, or we could send him out. So hopefully he's getting close, yeah. So I think that at any point in time, we can kind of up the progression for Luis.
You talked about having a full bullpen tonight. He's on the way back. I mean, everybody's starting to come back. How good does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good. I think that I'd like to say we're out of it as far as kind of where the bullpen is at. Obviously, it would help if Clayton goes out there and spits out a good one tonight. We have an off day kind of around the corner, which is great, but as far as kind of starting pitching, pen, getting to the off day, getting ready for Denver in Colorado, I think that we're in a good spot.
You've managed Clayton Kershaw for a while now, and I know as much as he likes to talk about, he's not paying too much attention to 3,000 strikeouts. But how do you see, just with the increase of swing and miss, especially in the last 2 to 3 outings, how do you see that just kind of driving him as he gets closer to 3,000?
He's obviously, the main thing is to get hitters out, to go deep in games, to win, to put us in a position to win. But it's hard not to, appreciate how close he is to the 3,000 mark. And my guess is that he just wants to get this thing over as soon as possible, right? Instead of, he doesn't like kind of making things about him. So this is something that we're all excited about, and he wants it over as quick as possible, I'm sure.
Where are you watching the games tonight?
Haven't decided that yet. I don't know exactly all the restrictions, so I'm still got about a little under 3 hours to figure that out.
Come up and see us.
Yeah, I might join the broadcast booth.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We'll go 3-man booth. Thanks, guys.